Samantha is looking for a second date update with a guy named Joe. Hi, Samantha. How are you?
Hey, guys. Please be patient with me as we go through this. I'm really nervous, and I'm not, I'm comfortable, and I'm, not even 100% sure I want to do this.
Oh, well, that's
We'll
totally
be gentle.
okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely want answers, so I guess here we go.
We'll do our best.
I've been single since, right before COVID hit. I just ended a 4-year relationship, and I haven't really done any dating since then because everything was closed, and so I decided to go on Match now that things are kind of settling down a little bit. And I met this guy, and I thought he was really nice. He was shy like me, and he was reserved. And if I had to guess, I'd say we both probably suffer from a little social anxiety, which I guess made for a comfortably uncomfortable date.
That's funny. I like that.
It is wonderful to meet someone else who kind of is on the same level of just what is comfortable and what's not, and to know that there is equally as uncomfortable as you are. There is comfort in that, isn't there?
Yes, totally.
Yeah, I get it.
And we totally got on each other's level, we met for dinner at Longhorn. We had a really good time. It went really well. We were there for a couple hours. We had a good conversation. We laughed, all that good stuff. Like I said, we were socially anxious, but it was still good, It definitely felt a connection, and we even talked about another date while we were there.
You talked about going on another date?
Yeah, we hadn't set any, specific plans, but we both talked about how we prefer low-key outings, not a lot of people. We're both kind of homebodies. We're both cat people, which I love about him.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. You're like an introvert's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't set definitive plans, where or when, but I did leave thinking that we were going to see each other again. He walked me to my car. We had a little bit of an awkward hug, of course. But it was still good, and I even sent him a text later thanking him and saying I had a nice time, and he wrote back me too, so I kind of expected something to happen, and then I haven't heard anything from him since.
Me too. I'm writing that down.
Write it down.
Okay. And that was the last you spoke to him?
Yeah, I'm kind of, like I said, socially awkward, so I don't know if I should reach out. I've been really nervous about it, probably overthinking it, but
Yeah. How much time has it been?
It's been a few weeks. It hasn't been maybe not a crazy long time, but it's been long enough to stress me out a little bit.
Yeah. I'd be willing to bet he's probably waiting for you to make that move. Maybe that's what you need to do is kind of draw him out.
Yeah, I definitely have to get up the nerve to do
He's so shy. I know. That's what's tough when you got two people who are kind of shy. Well, that's why you got to have friends like us.
Exactly.
We'll put ourselves in it. We'll make the call, which we're happy to do. But first, we got to take a break. So if you could just sit tight. When we come back, we'll call Joe and see what he thought of you and his date with you, and if we're going to see that second date happen. Samantha met Joe on Match, and it's time to get back out there. And I, credit to Samantha for putting yourself out there, because she's a little bit of an introvert, somewhat reserved, kind of shy. But then so is Joe, which is why these two, I'm rooting for these two.
Yeah, this sounds like a good match. Without even talking to him, I want this to work out.
And I hope it's something as simple. He was just too shy to call, and we can help break that ice, unless there's something else that you thought of during the break that we need to know before we make the call, Samantha.
I don't think so. I think it went really well. Like I said, I've been overthinking it, so I can't think of anything.
I
that
love
it
that.
Would have been.
He's probably an overthinker too. You think?
A little bit.
Maybe.
You think?
All right. Well, let's call Joe and see what's up.
Cool.
Hello?
Hi, Joe.
Hello?
Hi, Joe. It's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How you doing this morning?
I'm sorry. I don't really know who you are because I don't listen to the radio much, but Why are you calling me?
Oh, well, nothing bad. We just wanted to say hello. A mutual friend told us about you, and we want an opportunity to meet on the phone. You sound like a very nice guy.
Okay, thanks.
Now, interesting story. We talked to someone you went on a date with recently. She said she had a lovely time with you, and I think she's hoping to see you again, if you'd be willing. But first, we want to kind of get a sense of what you thought of her. Would you be willing to have that conversation with us?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is about Samantha.
Oh, really? Wow, she called you about me?
She did. She said you were very nice, and she felt like she had a lot in common with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you got this impression or not, but she'd like to go out with you again. How would you feel about that?
All right. It's a little awkward. It's just really hard nowadays. But I felt like she felt the same way. Like we were on the same page about that, and we had that in common.
You mean just the awkwardness of dating?
Yeah, exactly. So after the date, I was telling my mom about it, how it went. And she said something that it got me a little worried. During dinner, she got up to go to the bathroom 6 times. And that's a lot in 2 hours. And my mom, she told me that she might have a drug problem and that she was going to the bathroom a lot to take a hit or something.
What? That's what your mother thinks was going on?
Yeah, that's what she thinks what was going on. Why, yeah. And I got thinking about it, and you know what? She did kind of seem out of it sometimes, but like a little stoned or something. And I just don't want to get involved. Don't want anything to do with drugs. You understand?
Yeah, no, of course. We understand that. But I mean, I feel like we're jumping to conclusions here. I mean, I think it's great that you talked to your mom about your date, that you guys had that kind of relationship. But I feel like she kind of got into your head there. Why don't we ask Samantha, since we have her on the phone, Joe? Let's just flat out ask her what was going on there, Samantha. You there still?
Oh, my God. I'm so embarrassed. I don't do drugs. I mean, I didn't even have any wine with dinner. I told you guys that I was nervous and I get anxious, and I mean, I have a nervous stomach. Like, I had to go. That's all. Like, I usually will take something before a social situation, but like I'm out of the habit because I haven't been going anywhere.
Okay.
And like the more I started to like him, the more nervous I got. So the more I had to go to the bathroom, and oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
So just to be clear, you do not abuse drugs or prescription medications of any kind?
No, not at all.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
And I totally get the nervous stomach thing.
Yeah, I have that too.
If there's like a huge dramatic thing that like,
oh yeah,
as soon as like a major bout of anxiety hits me,
it happened to me. It happened to me when I was taking my driver's test when I was 16 years old. And the actual driving part of it, I remember I had to go to the bathroom so badly before. And while I was on the route, I was like clenching to not go again because it was such like a super nervous moment for me.
Did you pass the test?
I did, but barely.
Wow.
By 1 point. Because I think I was
Did you make it to the bathroom?
Yeah, afterwards, yes. But I'm saying I had to go before and after, but it was like that kind of like super stressful.
I mean, between that
situation.
and your very first day of school, you have had some traumatic bathroom events.
Seriously. My first day of first grade, I threw up all over me and all the way down the hallway at Gleno.
Wow.
It's just something, I understand where she's coming from is my point. I can relate.
I mean, Joe, a lot of us can relate to that situation. Now that Samantha has explained herself, how does that make you feel?
Well, one time I had to give a presentation at work, and when it was over, I didn't make it to the bathroom in time.
You didn't?
That's the worst.
My coworker saw what happened, so
Sorry,
talk about
buddy.
embarrassing.
Okay.
I get it.
Well, okay, so, given that we all seem to have a story here, Joe,
Yeah.
would you be open to going on another date with Samantha?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
Hopefully this will feel less pressure-filled than the last date. You guys can relax and enjoy it a little more.
But if she starts dismissing herself again, that just means she might be really into you still.
Take it as a compliment.
Yeah. I know it's hard to think about that, but it's so true. Like you just
made her
don't
soil
know.
herself.
I mean, what a compliment.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I love this, you guys. It's been a while since we had a second date, so I'm excited to see what happens
I
here.
know. I love it when it's easy. Like it's just a simple misunderstanding.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yes.
We've
What's
had
that?
some doozies lately.
Tender tummy.
Yeah.
Right.
that's saying
I know. All right. Listen, Joe, we'll set it up with Samantha. You know, this time she'll make the plans and then you'll be hearing from her soon.
Something nice and low key.
Cool, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. And do stay in touch with us. We'd love to talk to you again sometime, hopefully. See how you guys are doing.
Definitely.
All right, buddy. Take it easy and thanks for coming on Second Date Update.
Thank you.
And Samantha, hang on. Fritz needs to talk to you.
Okay.